Hey folks, remember the old MG4 front end? Flat nose, sleepy eyes, basically saying, please don't notice me, I'm just an EV. Now look at the 2026 facelift. It didn't just get noticed, it woke up and chose confidence. The new triple-layer headlights are proper projectors, with DRLs slicing outwards like a sharp eyeliner, done mid-commute by someone who lives on filters and looks better in every one. Every time you turn the lights on, you're basically declaring to the street, yes, I drive electric, yes, I look this good. But it's not just about looks. Drag coefficient? Now at just 0.27, even lower than the previous gen. The front bumper's tighter, air intakes run deeper, and the light cluster sits in a sharp V shape, like Iron Man's helmet if Iron Man worked in urban planning. Compare that to some of the Korean or Japanese rivals. Sure, they shine bright, but the light spread is uneven, and the designs, straight out of 2015 copy-paste factory. With the MG4, you get crystal clear visibility, no glare for oncoming traffic, and a front end that says refined, stylish, surprisingly affordable. So tell me, is this the kind of lighting that wins a date night? Or perfect for slicing past half-asleep delivery drivers at a red light? Comment below and let Carcry know. And don't forget to hit subscribe, because the next facelift might just sneak up on you.
All right, let's step inside. First thing that hits you, the center screen. Big? Check. Slim? Check. Stylish? Depends on your taste. But it's definitely an upgrade. 12.3 inches, now floating instead of buried deep in the dash like before. It's mounted high, tilted toward the driver, basically looks like an iPad Pro stuck on a MagSafe stand. And the seats? No more overstuffed marshmallows like cheap memory foam pillows. Now they're slim, tidy, hug your back just enough. And yes, they come with heating and ventilation in some versions. You can drive 2 hours without numb cheeks or crushed wallets. These seats are built for comfort, not chiropractor referrals. Oh, and look closely. Materials now include a new woven fabric with vegan leather accents. No more plasticky shine that screams EVs from 2019 China. This version feels grown up, cleaner, like someone who's been broke, got their act together, and now lives clutter-free. One minor roast, though, physical buttons are still around. Good job, MG. But the volume knob? Tiny. 3 turns and your vibe's gone. Now you're pawing at the screen like a cat that wants Spotify. Voice control? Hey MG, play music. AI assistant, could you please repeat that one more time? Really? It's 2026 and my car talks like a call center intern on New Year's Eve. Behind the wheel, you get a 7-inch digital cluster. Sharper than before, less laggy, but still not perfect. Speed readouts look like they're from a dashcam overlay, not in an actual car. So tell me, ever tried adjusting the climate and accidentally turned off the GPS? Drop your most iconic dashboard fails in the comments, so Carcry knows we're all in this together. All right, here comes the spicy bit. The 2026 MG4 has officially ditched RWD and switched to FWD, a dramatic plot twist that left some drift fans feeling like Spotify just deleted their favorite lo-fi playlist. But hold on before mourning the rear-wheel dream. The real question is, does FWD turn the MG4 into a glorified laundry spinner? Good news? No. The new electric motor, codenamed TZ230XY1301, delivers snappy, buttery smooth acceleration. Tap the pedal, it goes. Twist the wheel, it launches. Standard trim, 170 horsepower. Extended version, 241 horses. As for the AWD trophy model, let's pause there. It's not confirmed for North America or Europe just yet. Torque, 250 to 350 Nm, depending on the variant. That's enough to launch you past the green light before your Spotify track even hits the chorus. But what really counts, power delivery is much smoother now. No more tail-wiggling drama when you floor it mid-corner. So, does the FWD MG4 still feel sporty? Yes, but sporty like table tennis. Sharp, agile, well-behaved, not the rebellious, tail-happy vibe of the old RWD.
Still low to the ground at 150 millimeters. Independent multi-link rear suspension, 18-inch wheels with 215 tires. It corners like you're tiptoeing past your in-laws' house. Smooth, careful, no skids. Remember how the old MG4 2022 to 2025 could suddenly fishtail in the rain? That's toned down now. Not gone, but less likely to surprise you. But don't confuse safer with boring. There's still fun, just the kind that doesn't make your passengers scream. So here's the question. Would you rather drive a wild rear-wheel rebel or a confident front-wheel grown-up? Vote below. Let's see which side wins.
Ladies and gents, the 2026 MG4 isn't just a car, it's your EV driving instructor. Teaching everything from battery saving to how to sit still while being silently judged. It starts with 3 levels of regen braking, from a soft coast like a gas car to a sudden deceleration that feels like someone just kicked the brake pedal. The highest regen mode gives you that one-pedal drive feel. Lift your foot and the car slows itself. Perfect for city driving, as long as your right foot doesn't panic under pressure. Then we've got the drive modes: normal, sport, eco, snow. Feeling stuck in traffic? Flip to sport and pretend you're on the Autobahn. Spoiler, sport makes the throttle sharper, but also melts your battery faster than ice cream in a heat wave. There's also iSmart, MG's connectivity system that links your car, phone, and even social media. You can check your battery, control the AC, unlock the doors, find charging stations, or say, locate the nearest traffic jam so you know exactly where not to go. It's perfect for folks who forget to charge or forget they have a spouse waiting at home. You also get the full digital safety buffet. 360 cameras, radar, blind spot alert, lane assist, emergency braking, door opening warnings. It's like playing a driving simulator. But crash here and you lose your license. Lane departure alert is super sensitive, like your overbearing neighbor. Drift an inch and it screams. Not used to it? Prepare for a few jump scares. Voice assistant? Yes. Voice control? Also yes. But if you say turn on the AC and it starts playing a remix instead, well, welcome to AI in 2025. Bottom line, this EV has all the gadgets. And whether you're a newbie or a seasoned driver, the car doesn't scare you, it teaches you. So if the MG4 were a driving teacher, would it be the chill homeroom type or the math teacher who never smiles? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's see who shares your vibe. Remember that time when made-in-China EVs got side-eyed every time a battery caught fire? Just saying battery would send folks running like it's a fire drill. But the 2026 MG4, it's doing everything it can to erase that memory, from chassis design all the way down to cell casing chemistry. This latest MG4 still runs on LFP batteries, lithium iron phosphate. They're rugged, can handle frequent charging without degrading fast, and way more thermally stable than NCM packs. Translation, you can charge it to 100% every day without the fear of it collapsing at the charging station like a drama queen. There are 2 battery options: 41 kilowatt hours base model, good for about 350 kilometers CLTC, which means roughly 300 kilometers in the real world, and 44 kilowatt hours long range, claims 530 kilometers CLTC, but expect around 450 kilometers actual driving range. And before you ask, no, it's not going 600 kilometers like in the brochure, because those Chinese range tests are done as if gravity's always on your side. The best part? It supports DC fast charging up to 88 kilowatts on the bigger battery. MG says 26 minutes from 10% to 80%, just enough time to grab a coffee and take a few sips before you're back on the road. Now for the juicy engineering bit. The battery pack is mounted under the floor inside MG's modular scalable platform, super rigid, crash-resistant, and it prevents the battery from punching into the cabin like those viral EV crash videos you've probably seen. MG even claims the pack is puncture-proofed, impact-tested, and thermally stable, no explosions even under extreme stress. So unless you plug it into your kitchen blender socket, it's really hard to set this thing on fire. What's left? Well, charging station availability and peak hour electricity rates in your city. And sorry, Carcry can't fix that for you.
Question for the EV drivers out there. Is 450 kilometers of real-world range enough for your daily life? Or do you still plan every road trip like you're going on an expedition?
All right, don't write off FWD just yet. The 2026 MG4 is living proof that you don't need rear-wheel drive to enjoy the ride, unless you're Ken Block. RIP to the king of drifts, but most of us don't need tail-happy cars for grocery runs. The old rear-wheel drive cool kid is gone. The new MG4 now fully commits to front-wheel drive. And yeah, some folks say it's less sporty, but let's be honest. Most Carcry viewers and most MG owners aren't out there drifting behind IKEA. FWD means cheaper to build, easier to maintain, and a lot safer in the wet. It won't spin out like a fidget toy the moment rain hits the asphalt. Underneath, it's still riding on MG's MSP, modular scalable platform. Rigid, low center of gravity with the battery hugging the floor. The result is driving the MG4 feels like controlling a 64 kilowatt-hour laptop with wheels. It's light, precise, and instantly responsive. The rear suspension? Multi-link. That's a premium feature in an affordable EV. It helps the car stay planted in high-speed corners. No bouncing rear, no weird fishtailing when dodging potholes. The steering? Light, but not numb. You won't feel every pebble like a race car, but it gives better feedback than half the overboosted electric steering systems in today's EU EVs. Now, let's talk floss. Brakes feel a bit artificial. That's the regenerative system working. It's recapturing energy, so it won't bite like traditional discs unless you really stomp on it. And yes, with FWD, if you yank the wheel hard mid-rainstorm, understeer can still show up and ruin your day. But really, when was the last time you cornered like that? Last week? Or just yesterday when looking for a shaded parking spot? Overall, the MG4 2026 drives smooth and composed. It's not built for speed freaks, but it's perfect for drivers who like control without drama. Anyone here used to own the old rear-wheel drive MG4? Drop a comment. Was U-turning easier now, or do you miss the rear wiggle?
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 MG4 starts from just $10,100 in China. In some Asian and Latin American countries, it hovers around $16,000 to $18,000. And the first reaction from anyone used to Western EV prices is usually, well, at that price, did they forget to include the interior? Turns out they didn't. Which is why Carcry had to make this final segment, to clear the name of a car accused only because it's too affordable. You get dual screens, the kind you'd expect in a $50K vehicle. A clean, sharp digital cluster behind the wheel. A 10.25-inch central touchscreen with snappy response and a redesigned UI that doesn't make you feel like you're setting up grandma's microwave for the first time. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? Standard. No upcharge. In fact, while many Chinese domestic EVs started removing Apple ports, the MG4 still has them. Physical volume knob? Still here. While dozens of automakers abandoned buttons and made drivers suffer, MG quietly said, nah, you can keep your sanity. You also get synthetic leather seats, auto climate control, and a full 360-degree camera system in the higher trims. But don't think the base model is a hollow shell. Even the entry trim gets electronic parking brake, auto brake hold, cruise control, and a suite of active safety features. AEB, LDW, LKA, the whole safety acronym to FAY. Still missing rear air vents. And here's where Carcry has to step in and say, MG, come on. In countries with tropical or Mediterranean climates, the back seats shouldn't rely on hope to stay cool. Please make a Luxury Plus Ultra edition and give us that vent. Carcry viewers are ready to make some noise for it. Charging? DC fast charging at 88 kilowatts, 10% to 80% in 30 minutes. It's slower than some Korean rivals, but fair considering the battery size, unless you're trying to refuel like you're launching a rocket. Final verdict. MG4 isn't just cheap. It's a masterclass in practical design. For people who want an accessible EV with just enough gadgets to live well without throwing in an extra $12,000 for a German logo.
And if you still think cheap EVs have interiors designed by emotionless robots, go sit in an MG4, then let's talk. Oh, and if you think MG4 is actually great value, comment "This car is a steal" below. Still driving gas and not sure if EVs feel right? Send this video to someone you trust. Let them test drive it, then ask them again.